এখনো শো আরম্ভ হয় নাই, তাই ভিতরে একটু ভিডিও করে নিই, তো আপনাদেরকে অন্তত দেখাতে পারবো যে ভিতরের জায়গাগুলো কেমনি। সব একই, একটু বড়, একটু মানে ভালো রকম বড়। দর্শক এখনো উপস্থিত হয় নাই, সব অল্প অল্প এসেছে। তো সাব্বির কই আসো না, দেখা তো যায় না। এই যে সাব্বিরও আছে, বাহমিমও আছে। বাহমিম একটা হাই দিয়ে দাও প্ল্যানেটেরিয়ামের ভিতরে থেকে। সাব্বির একটা হাই দাও।
People used to believe that comets like this one were bad omens, warnings that trouble was on the way. Today, we know that comets begin as chunks of ice and rock that orbit around the sun, far beyond the planets of our solar system. If one of them is pulled into an orbit closer to the sun's heat, its icy surface changes from that comet is heading towards Earth. Will it hit? Not this one. But bits of rock from the comet's tail, called meteoroids, will collide with Earth's atmosphere. When they hit, they'll burn up, creating a brilliant meteor shower. These days, down here on Earth, it sometimes feels that things are changing far too much and far too quickly. And it's not just Earth. You see, change is a constant in the universe. Stars, planets, even galaxies are always on the move, tugged this way and that by the powerful ever-present. The rest of the rock stayed in orbit. The force of gravity kept it from escaping out into space. As these jagged rocks revolved around Earth, gravity drew them towards one another. They began to collide, fusing together into larger chunks. As it may seem, our moon was formed. That's right, it only took 1 month to create our moon. This is the moon today. It's strange to think that the comforting sphere in our night sky was formed by a violent collision. But we're looking at actual images of solar storms taken by a NASA satellite. See that static? That's a solar storm cloud hitting the satellite and overwhelming its imaging device. The solar wind blasts across the planets in the solar system every second of every day. It's so powerful that contact with it would sweep away a large portion of our upper atmosphere, removing much of our water and dramatically altering the development of life on Earth. But fortunately, Earth is protected by an invisible natural shield. What you're seeing is a visualization of Earth's magnetic field. This field arises from Earth's iron core, which makes our planet act like a big magnet, attracting some things and repelling others. Wrapped in this cocoon, Earth is sheltered from the solar wind. But some of the particles make it through this magnetic barrier, eventually reaching. Auroras occur when charged particles from the solar wind and solar storms collide with the upper atmosphere of Earth, causing atmospheric gas circling the globe in low Earth orbit, about 250 miles up. Airplanes fly. And create one of the greatest natural light shows on our planet. as we've already seen, not all collisions have beautiful and harmless results. One of them was a major factor in an extraordinary event that changed the course of life on Earth. It began out here, where asteroids orbit the sun. Asteroids are pieces of rock and metal left over from the first few million years of our solar system, when the planets were forming. Most of these asteroids orbit within the belt that you're seeing, located between Mars and Jupiter. Some can even be closer. There's only a 1 in a million chance in any given year that a large asteroid will hit Earth. But 65 million years ago, one did. It was about 7 miles wide, traveling at 40,000 miles an hour. And it was headed straight for Earth. But not the Earth we know today. This was long before humans existed, when the great dinosaurs roamed the planet. Unfortunately for them, that was about to change. The asteroid hit near what is now Mexico. The impact created a fireball that scorched everything in sight. Vaporized earth and rock were blasted into space. As this material rained back down, it heated the atmosphere. Glowing debris slammed into Earth, hitting again and again. Everything that could caught fire. For an hour, temperatures across the globe rose to more than 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Literally as hot as an oven. Smoke and soot filled the atmosphere. For 6 months, it would be too dark for most plants to grow. Between massive destruction caused by the collisions and damage done by volcanic eruptions and changing sea levels, nearly 3/4 of all life on Earth went extinct. The age of the dinosaurs was over. But life is resilient, and there were survivors. A few dinosaurs made it through, eventually evolving into our present-day birds. And some mammals survived as well, giving them a chance to evolve. In fact, without this collision, we might not be here today. Blowing it up wouldn't work. We'd just end up with a swarm of rocks heading our way. But scientists have been studying and tracking asteroids for years, and they've come up with an ingenious idea. We could use the force of gravity to alter the asteroid's path. It might work like this. If you flew a spacecraft alongside an asteroid, the spacecraft's tiny gravitational pull might be enough to change the asteroid's orbit, tugging it a little off course. It would take years, but slowly, over time, the asteroid would move into a slightly different orbit, eventually ending up hundreds of miles away from Earth. A few hundred miles isn't much, but it's all we need to keep us safe. Right now, this is only an idea, but it's a promising one. Many scientists think it may be our best bet. Someday, perhaps one of you will come up with an even better idea. An idea that will help protect Earth from these cosmic wanderers. We now know that a collision created our moon, and that collisions fuel our sun each and every day. We've seen the collision that destroyed the dinosaurs. All of this happened right here, in our own cosmic neighborhood. But what of the rest of the universe? And what of the future? What other cosmic collisions might be in store for us? We're leaving the Milky Way galaxy now, home to our solar system. The Milky Way is also home to hundreds of billions of stars and possibly trillions of other planets, as well as vast collections of gas and dust. Most stars and galaxies are so far apart, they hardly ever collide. But there are rare exceptions. Let's slow down for a moment on the outskirts of our galaxy. Those stars streaming past us are part of a globular cluster, a place in which stars are crammed together so tightly that they sometimes smash into one another. That is unusual. Even here, stars only collide once every 100,000 years. As we pull out quickly from the Milky Way, it's time to fast forward into the future to see what the outlook is for our galaxy and a million light years away from Earth. This is the Milky Way galaxy. Force of gravity pulls them together. These two great galaxies will swirl around each other in a graceful cosmic dance, glancing off one another and then drifting apart again. Stars and planets in these galaxies won't actually collide. They're much too far apart. Scientists think they'll simply slide past.
একটু ভিডিও করছি দর্শক বন্ধুরা, আপনাদেরকে দেখাবো। আর বাইরে এইগুলো আছে, সবাই এখানে ফটো বলি এখানে আছেন। Jo. चलो शब्बीर कम टॉयलेट लेडीज टॉयलेट এটা প্ল্যানেটোরিয়ামের ভিতর ভাগে মানে টিকিট করার পরে মানে শো শেষ হওয়ার পরে এগুলো দেখা যায় আর কি। হ্যাঁ, তো তাই আপনাদেরকে দেখাচ্ছি।
आगे इधर आगे कैसे जाएगी
शब्बीर যোৱা
তোমাৰ কিমান আৰ্থত 23.69 কেজি
আৰু মুনত 3.9
3.9 मुझके 5 केजी बेसी 38.29
মই চানত 1896 আৰু আৰ্থত 66.72 আৰু মুনত 11.19 বাকী কেইটাত আপোনালোকে চাই লওক বাকিরা বন্ধুরা আপনারা হিসাব করে নেন হ্যাঁ